I'm really thankful to have the opportunity to visit with you around the subject of leadership, specifically the universal promises of leadership. You and I may not have thought we were becoming a leader when we became a dentist, but we were. And that role, as we work at developing our life and our practice and our career, becomes increasingly important. I hope today, in this initial session, to make a compelling case for the importance of values-based leadership, not just any kind of leadership, not the 5-step program, not the cookbook, not the textbook, but values-based leadership that's really grounded in you and your beliefs and the most important things about your life and your career that can come out. So when I look at healthcare today, in large segments of dental healthcare as well, they have become industrialized, impersonal, and unresponsive to the needs of patients. And worse yet than that is that they've become unresponsive to the needs of the people providing that care. So the Pankey Institute's vision, mission, and values is directly the opposite of those trends. Pankey Institute's all about very relationship-based, personalized, excellent, saturated, state-of-the-art dental care, which in 2020 is, I think, the best time ever to be a practicing dentist because of all of those things. That's the reason dentists from all over the world come to the Institute for Education, and I think leadership is exactly the same thing. I think it parallels that desire and that foundation. So when I was preparing for this, I did an Amazon search for leadership books, and I got 70,000 results. 70,000 results, which speaks to the demand for leadership training and also the unmet need. Many, many, many leaders are not finding what they're looking for to develop themselves to be effective. So Joanne says all 70,000 of those books are on the shelves behind me. I think she exaggerates a little bit, but many of my favorite books on leadership are behind me. But you know what they're all missing? None of them have a story about you or about me that connects us with our own personal self-awareness or equips us with the knowledge of ourselves that will really begin to open the doors for our development as leaders and as adults. So what I think is really helpful in looking at this subject initially is to have a good working definition of leadership. My favorite definition says this: leadership is about the deployment of self into circumstances. The question is, which self are you deploying? Are you deploying your best self that shows up with courage, conviction, and compassion? Or is another self showing up in the common everyday circumstances of your life and practice and in the big moments of those? Because that's going to make all the difference. Leadership is an inner game. The inner game runs the outer game that's visible to others in our behaviors and in our styles. So I want to close with a couple of my favorite quotes from two of my favorite people in history. One's Viktor Frankl, who is a Viennese psychiatrist that survived and thrived the Holocaust. And Viktor said this. He said, when it becomes apparent that we cannot change our situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And I think that's so true at this point in history, in the context that we're in. Secondly, Albert Einstein, brilliant scientist, obviously a leader in scientific discovery, but also a leader in philosophical thought. Einstein said this: in facing the significant problems of our times, it is obvious that we cannot solve them with the same level of consciousness that created them. And he's just simply saying, what got us here won't get us there. What created these problems is going to require more of us to solve them. I think he's spot on in that. So I'm going to leave you with the idea that wherever you are, going from where you are to where you hope to be is going to require your best self. That best self's going to come out through efforts to develop yourself and your leadership abilities so that you show up with courage, conviction, and compassion. I really look forward to spending more time with you around the subject of leadership and specifically the four universal promises of leadership.